Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to our new episode on the series of Beyond Maintenance. So today we are going to talk about what are we going to cover detailed in our housekeeping and soft services module, which is part of the Certified Facility Management Association course. But what you're going to learn today here is going to be on clean daily and then still people complain that it is still dirty, right? So this is been seen very often, we clean our floors every day. The dustbins are going to be empty, but it's something feels off, right? And then people always come back and complain that the order is not good, it doesn't looks like it is been cleaned. But we often doesn't do a bad job here. The facility managers or the housekeeping managers, supervisors, right? They do their duty properly. But what happens, right, is like plenty of time that we go back and say that we cleaned this morning, we cleaned this afternoon, but still the order remains there. What's happening? What is going on wrong? Are we thinking of how people thinks? So what's about the perception of others? So this is what is going to be looked at when you're going to talk this morning. So like it is a kind of illusion that is there in the mind, right? So you have people, you have schedules, but the same compliance coming back. So what's happening? We are cleaning, of course, no doubt about it, right? And somebody have a perspective that they may not have cleaned it, but we need to look at are we cleaning with following any standards? I'm not going to talk about standards a lot. I'm not going to talk about with terms of timing and other stuffs, how much time you spend on cleaning. But it's not that how the other person looks at it, how the cleaning actually happens. And it is from the mindset that we need to look at it. So the illusion is there in the people's mindset. So once the mindset is going to be get changed, how does they look at the you know stuffs that we are doing? So when we really look into it, there is an example that I also wanted to look at it. There is a real story in an apartment complex. It's about 500 flats. There are about 15 to 20 staffs who are all doing housekeeping services, daily, and then the lobbies are getting cleaned 3 times every day. But still, people were complaining. So, what is going wrong? I mean, if you look at it, the corners had some kind of dust. The mirrors were not looked into it. Only the floors into the elevators is got cleaned, and then the supervisor said the job is done. The resident said it doesn't look like that. So, how do we look at it with clarity? So we define certain kinds of outcome, okay, but it is a very tough job. We segregate zoning with few people, or people will like about that whether you do a micro planning, will they accept it? Because these are all housekeeping staffs, right? So what should we need to focus on, right? It is a kind of, again, the earlier topic that we talked about on the earlier slide on the illusion. How do we create a mindset with people that it has been really cleaned, which is very important, right? So that's the point that we need to think about it. And that's what usually people think and they say your housekeeping is failing. Let's be very honest. Most cleaners really work hard. Okay. And it is not easy. But we will not have a kind of a system where we will not have any compliance, but can be the compliance can be reduced. Yes. So whenever we do a cleaning of any kind of an area, do we have any kind of a process that we follow? Maybe a simple 3-step process that, okay, before I'm going to put a mop or I'm going to clean up with any kind of a chemicals. Did I cleaned up all the dust in that area? I mean, what kind of the dust that I have wiped off with the dry clothes, and then we put in the chemicals, and then we wipe it off, and then do we really check and then getting ourselves satisfied whether the things have been cleaned or not. That's the only thing that's going to be, you know, making a good impression. And also we need to look at, you know, how the materials are stored. If it is in an orderly manner, it looks very good to the eyes. But if it has been scattered here and there, some waste are there, some bags are there, some bins are lying over there, that's again a kind of a mindset that's got into the people's thought process, and they come back and say that your housekeeping things are not okay, but which is not actually like that. So what is the success? What is the success? Many people look into the cleaning, break down into a lot of micro tasks. They will break down big spaces into zones, big basements into zones, assign, you know, zones to the individuals, and then they will monitor again, like we will check, and then, like, you know, there are a lot of technology that has been developed over there, but it doesn't need that. You need to have it. When a team also, you know, feels respected, they will deliver results that, you know, reflect it. So whenever you're going to have a talk with your housekeeping supervisors or allocating a zone, we have to handle them, and then we have to tell them, see, this is what is the outcome that we are looking at during your cleaning process inside that. And very importantly, we need to give them all the necessary tooling equipments that is needed for them to perform the work effectively. So it's just not going back and telling few staffs this is not working. It's about like, how do we make them better? They do a hard work, and then it is our part also to build a pride of what they are doing, and don't ever see that, you know, they are you know, from somewhere else and they are doing this cleaning now. We need to remember that if they are not going to exist, even the current situation is not going to be there. So the respect is something else. It's very, very important. Give them right toolings, right equipments, and then tell them, coach them, and you will see the success behind it, and they themselves will deliver it. So that is what we want to discuss in detail in terms of certain kinds of techniques and methods that can be adopted detailed in that. And then that is what is going to be, you know, learned. So we will teach you how do you plan your routes. I mean, a little bit on the aspects of science around it, and then how you can look at the task cards assigned visually, and also we can train our people not theoretically, practically, certain equipments how it can be used efficiently, so that it doesn't, you know, gives us a false opinion, but it gives a first best impression for the people. I mean, it's not that, you know, we wanted to create a, you know, bad impression and then go back and blame the staffs, but we wanted to build a good one that builds trust, and that is going to be the very important KPIs that we wanted to do. So these are all the things that will be covered in the, you know, CFMA module 2 in detail. And you will have your handbooks, you will have your journals, you will have your, you know, checkpoints that you can learn in detail. But before that, I wanted to, you know, just, you know, leave certain challenge for the great FM professionals and leaders. Two things is what it comes to my mind when I look at housekeeping. And we need to satisfy ourselves. Will I be happy living or else walking down in this place? And also I need to look at, like, you know, will I be paying the maintenance for this kind of a standard? Because the maintenance that the pay by the people are reflecting into the salaries and income of the people who are working. So it's time to move from cleaned to cleaning that works. Always doesn't say that it is clean, and you know, we need to move from cleaned to cleaning that works, because it is a continual improvement job, and you will never be able to, you know, find a place which is cleaned and it remains cleaned every day if you don't do your work. So ask yourself those questions. Will you be happy, first of all, if You are going to be on the other side looking at the performance and then see how you can make things better, and also look at, right, the standards that you wanted to set it. It is your own standards that is going to earn respect from you, right? So it's all an experience. Housekeeping is an experience that will be gained as seen by the customers. Yes, we all agree that it is a very challenging and a tough job. You would have cleaned 5 minutes before, and there are people who will come back and then make it dirty, or while you're cleaning, people will walk on that, and that's the kind of a professional support, or I would say rather the help that is being extended by the housekeeping staffs. So you have to ignore certain things, you have to forget certain things, and then you have to look at what is the impression that you can create, that you are already doing it on each and every day. So we will learn together. And what is the expectations from you? You know, from ThrvyX, we are trying to train you to lead soft services, we can say, with very confident approach. And then we wanted to make you learn how you can reduce complaints from the residents or anyone with better planning. How can you make your site shine every day? And then if you're tired of hearing your cleaning is not good, okay, maybe like it's something that we need to look into it. So what we would recommend is as usual in the closing, please join us. We do have a private learning academy. We don't scam you there. We don't push you to pay any monies over there. It's a free platform where we share knowledges between the great FM leaders, professionals, and their experiences. So join us, learn the method, build the mindset, and become the you know FM or an housekeeping supervisor or an housekeeping staff where people build trust with you, right? So that's all we wanted to achieve. And this is a micro learning, as I said, in the series of Beyond Maintenance. So keep following us, please supporting us so that we'll see you in the next episode. As we promised, there is a little bit of a delay, but as we promised that we will deliver all the 50 episodes very shortly in different topics. And I hope you guys get a little bit of an expectations and what we are trying to cover in the module and what we are trying to help you out learning in terms of housekeeping and soft services. So thank you once again. Thank you for your support in terms of being with us. See you shortly in terms of with the upcoming episode. Thank you.